Colton RV creates fantastic memories that will change your life forever. Have you dreamed of getting into glamping in your own RV? Colton RV can help you take that step into the future with a new or used RV. Talk with a Colton RV team member online, by phone, or in person and see hundreds of RVs, from tent trailers to motorhomes and everything in between. It's all about great selection, unequaled service, and low prices. Open late at 2 convenient locations, one in Tonawanda and one in Orchard Park, New York. Now is the time to see the future at Colton RV.
Want to take your camping to the next level? Then why not try glamping? Welcome to RV Glamping Adventures, where you can have a little glamour with your travel adventures. Please join your hosts, Neil and Kathy, as they share RV glamping information, RV park reviews, product recommendations, and so much more. Here's Neil and Kathy.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of RV Glamping Adventures with Neil and Kathy. I'm Neil.
And I'm Kathy. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately.
What have you been thinking about?
How fast 2016 is going by.
It's gone by very fast.
We've done so much in this past year. It's been a really, really great year. But it's true what they say about as you're getting older that time goes by faster.
Yeah.
I really needed to slow down.
Well, and thankfully we're still in 2016.
We are, but there's only 7 weeks left. It's crazy. Like, I cannot believe how fast. I know you guys are thinking the same thing. I've had this conversation with a ton of people. Just like, where did this year go? It seemed to go really fast for everybody. So I know it's not just us.
Yeah.
But we did a lot. You know, it was a fantastic year. We got into a new RV, so much travel. And I don't know, I guess with 7 weeks left and, thank goodness, I think I can say this, we're finally going to get through the election this week. And then we could start thinking about the holidays and really my favorite time of the year. But, it's just made me, I guess I've just been a little bit reflective in the last week because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to start thinking about Christmas shopping and all this stuff. And I just think it's been a great year. There's been a lot of changes. And I thought it would just kind of be fun to do a show about, just in my thinking, I'm just like, we've learned so much in the last year. There's been a lot of changes for us. And I thought it'd be kind of interesting show to do and just talk about, things that we've learned about RVing in the last year.
I like that idea.
Because every year, we've learned different things.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, let's be reflective and look back and share with everybody. And, maybe give some tips, and maybe they could avoid some of the mistakes we've made, or maybe do some of the things that we're successful and follow in our footsteps on that too. So we kind of came up with, we were just sort of brainstorming a little list, and we thought we'd come up with a bunch of points of things that we think we were enlightened on in the last year.
I think you go through life and you hope to learn all the time.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. You hope to have experiences and memories and learn from them. And I think this year I learned a lot.
We wrote a few more chapters in the book. That's for sure.
We did.
That's for sure. All right, the first point's pretty simple. Like, it was, I guess, just reinforced that, I'll just start with this one, I guess.
Yeah, but can I just say,
it
was really reinforced this year.
It was totally reinforced. It was a great year of travel. So, number one for us, of things we've learned in the last year about RVing.
It's a tongue twister.
Yes, is it's, no surprise, an amazing way to travel.
Yeah, a lot of you guys know this already, and we've already known this too, but it was just like this year, for some reason, it just hit the nail on the head. We just
had a lot of good times. We made a lot of great memories, and it was just, to me, it's like, we had some snafus and some things happen, but
we always have that.
It was a great year, and just good times were had by everybody, and you just never know. Like, is there a point for some people that they're like, I'm done. I'm sick of RVing. I want to start, maybe take a year and just take a break from it. Driving, getting ready to go RVing. It's a big deal.
Oh, it's a lot of work.
A lot of packing.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of planning. As you guys know, we're vacationers. We're not full-timers or anything like that. So, for those of you that are living in it, you're already living in the packed house. We have to pack the house to be able to go.
And then when we get back, we've got to empty the house.
Empty the house of most things.
Yes.
But it's a lot of work to go. And so, I don't know. We've been doing this since 2008, and I haven't gotten tired of it yet.
Actually, you know what? This is one of those things that's a lot of work, but I'm totally happy to do that.
It's worth the work. It's worth the payoff is way better than the work that goes into it. So
even for us with our family changing, and a lot of people, their families are changing, life changes around it. we've been able to adapt and still travel with the kids as much as we can, and also travel with each other and have a great time. It's been great.
Well, and that for us, one thing I've always said to people, they always ask like, oh, what's it like, RVing, what are the high points and things like that. And I said, well, for us, the trip starts the moment we drive out the driveway.
Right.
Like our journey is part of our trip. So, and I think I love that part of it. And the kids have grown to love it. I don't know if they loved it so much when they were little, but they love, the seeing the country from the road. And we've seen some amazing things in all the trips we did this year. So it reinforced to me, I still love it.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah.
Because we got to do this together.
Well, I don't want to do it with anybody else. So.
All right. You got the next one.
Okay, things are not as important as making memories with the people you love. I like that. So things like items, possessions. I love that. Like you and the kids are the most important thing. The rest of it's just possessions.
It's just stuff.
It's just stuff.
So in the last year and a half, what we've done is we downsized a lot so we could travel more. So for us, I kind of like Neil and I are really into the concept of the tiny home kind of living. So we're not in a tiny home, but we're in a condo.
Right.
And it's one that has enough room for still Connor and Olivia and us and guests. But it's, not as big as a house, but it's all we need, and it's lovely, and we all love it. It's simpler.
It's totally simple.
And it affords us a lot of people ask us, I get this all the time on Facebook, like, what do you guys do that you go away all the time and that kind of thing? And, for us, it's just a priority. So we don't put a lot of money into, we have a nice house, but we got it pretty inexpensively.
Yeah, we got a great price on it. We've made it look great. I love it here.
We love it here. It's probably one of our favorite places.
Oh, absolutely.
We've moved a few times, guys, so for us, this is one of our favorites. So we're really cozy. We're really happy here. It affords us the ability to have extra money to take time off from our business and go. And so, for us, it's about the doing and the seeing and the making memories than it is about the stuff. It's just stuff. You can't take it with you.
And also for us having the condo, I was thinking about this, is we can go and not have to worry about the lawn and the snow removal and all that kind of stuff, having somebody come and watch the house, because we've got people who take care of those things. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. And it's just, for us, it was about priorities and making changes in our life to be able to do the things that we do. To us, possessions, an RV is a thing.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And, there are some things that are, that we've gotten, family heirlooms or things like that. We don't have things worth much value, things are things to us. And it's just, it was more important to us to travel, make memories with our families and with each other than it is to just have some big house that, what do you do in that with stuff? Yeah. So that, that's to us just, again, I guess reinforced, but it's been a real year of, like, we moved last year and we've had a whole year to kind of reap the rewards of what we sowed, so, and it worked. Yeah. It really worked. It alleviated some money so we can go away. And I don't want, sometimes I feel like some people sort of put some stuff out there. It's a little bit negative, like, I don't know if they're jealous or what, but we make a lot of sacrifices to do what we do. And really, and are trying to inspire you, you're going to, you got to think about it. It's like you got to make some sacrifices to make your dreams come true.
Absolutely.
And that's what we've done. So we hope that inspires people. And I don't want it to have a negative effect. I was hoping for a more positive. And mostly people have been fantastic. But, for those that maybe are naysayers or don't think that they can achieve those goals, I beg to differ. Right. If we could do it, anybody can. And just remember what's important in life, and it really is spending time with the love, people that you love. Okay, number 3, you have to be able to think on your feet.
Oh my God, I know this one.
I just think that's such an important thing with RVing is, we've had so many moments that it's tested us as people. And, it's like in anything, you can do sports or this or that or the other. I just think there's always lessons and activities and things you do in your life to test you and take your personality, your character a little further. And I think RVing really does that.
Oh yeah, you just, it's not as simple as like get on a plane and someone takes you somewhere and moves your bags. You have to think about where you're going and getting your RV ready to go and planning your route, and then sometimes things happen on the route.
Yeah,
or
I think this one to me is more like that. Yeah. When that stuff comes up and, bops you in the face and then you have to go, okay.
And then you have to think on your feet and react to it. Whether, a lot of you guys know how this goes. You'll be going along, and then you'll have something breaks in the RV.
Maybe you're like, I don't know, parked in West Virginia with the slides open, and then they don't go back in.
Memories.
And you think your trip is over. And maybe before, I felt like back in 2008, 2009, I felt like I would be a bit more reactive to things. And now do you feel like this too? Like, do you feel like you could take a moment? We've had enough stuff happen, and it's taught me to go, all right, we'll figure this out.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
So
like
I feel
if something
like
breaks, you can do that. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of thinking on
It's
your
a
feet.
house on wheels. Stuff happens every time. Yeah. Something's going to break. And to me, it's, the character of, okay, how are we going to handle this? And especially in front of kids.
Right.
We need to show as they were growing up, and we'd be in these situations in the RV or at home or anywhere, but in particular with the RV, it's like, okay, let's role model, this is like life skills. Let's role model how do you react and let them see us sort of play that out and handle things maturely.
Well, the West Virginia one, I think we freaked out a little bit at first, though.
Well, that was one of our big ones, yeah.
That was, and once you have like a situation that it's something you have to really overcome on the road, because things are going to happen. Once you've done it or you've had a situation, the next time you have a situation, I'd like to believe that we just slow down a little bit. We figure it out, plan a little bit, breathe. See what we can do, breathe, and then go on and, fix it. But thinking on your feet goes from everything from how you're going to park it to making sure everything's locked up. And, there's so many things. And I think, honestly, it's really good for your brain.
Yeah, I think,
it's really
that's
good
what I'm
for
saying.
your brain.
Like character development keeps you on your toes. And, I don't know, it keeps me young.
Keeps you sharp, you know.
But and a lot of these points already are things to me. Maybe it's more reinforced some of these in the last year because we have been doing this for long enough. But it's definitely reinforced. I think it's points everybody can understand and agree with. But it just makes you be. You got to be sharp. You got to be able to handle situations like whether you're on the road. I can think of times when we were driving out of Florida, for example, that Neil had an 18-wheeler go zipping. I think he missed his exit. And we were in the right-hand lane, and the guy literally just went flying across it. I mean, seriously missed us by inches.
Yeah.
And, our lives kind of flashed before us, and Neil had to react quickly, and we averted danger. Yeah. So it's just having to be on your toes all the time. You're in this home on wheels, things happen. From those kind of situations to, I can't get the burner to work, how am I going to make dinner? Or whatever. Things come up.
Had that.
Adversity, how do we overcome, move on? And I think it's just all character building stuff. So we have a lot of character.
Tons of character. I thought we had a lot of character before. But
Tons. All right. You want to, let's see, where are we at? Okay, number 4, Neil, you got this one?
Yep. You can personalize your RV to reflect your personality. It's your second home. So make it look like one.
Make it comfortable.
Yeah.
And this is something we've learned because I think if you're going to be going out there, to us, it's the whole mode of travel. You're going away in your house on wheels. Mm. So, I've talked a lot about the glamping and Glamp It Up and stuff like that. But, I think it sets a tone for the vacation. It makes you feel comfortable at home. It's just so you can really cozy up your environment. Mm-hmm. And to me, that takes it to the whole other level of like, it sets a tone for and a whole feel for the trip, So sometimes like when we go, it makes it fun. Like when we go, it's set up that, I think in an effort to not have to do as much work. We were talking before about, before we go on a trip, it's a lot of work to get everything ready to go. Well, we have the RV set up, either the motorhome before or the fifth wheel now. It's all self-contained, other than the clothes for the most part we're bringing with us. But it has everything in there you could need during the season, so that's less work to do. So, and that's what I'm saying about it helps you. It's more than just making it comfortable and all that. It's got the things you need when you're traveling, and you can not have to worry, and I think it kind of alleviates some hassle, and it helps with some of the planning when you make it your home. And so you can have, I always thought of it as setting up like an apartment, you know, and it has everything from our utensils to lotion, shampoo. So that simplifies things. But then I'll also make it fun. Like if we're going to Disney, I'll put wall decals on the walls to show, I'll find these Mickey Mouse stickers or whatever. So, and it just sets a whole mood.
Well, it becomes very festive.
There's a whole thing, and I make my home festive and fun and warm.
Yes, you do.
And I do the same thing in the RV, and it just sets a tone and everything for the kids and the family and us, and I don't know, it just makes for a better experience, I think, for the vacation.
And can I say it's also convenient?
How?
Well, because we have our second home has everything we need in it. So it's not like we ever run out of something. We have knives and plates and all that good stuff. So it's always set up like it's our home. You feel good going into it. You have the conveniences of everything you need. And I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing is, again, going back to thinking on your feet, you run out of plates, you can go buy paper plates. There's things you guys that we can do. But if you have everything set up and laid out, it's just so much a better trip.
We're just happier people when things are a bit more planned. We're planful. Like, we
very
can go off the
planful,
seat of our pants and things like that, too. But there's some things I think we like to be able to count on. So
Organized.
we try to make, an organized place. I mean, sometimes I'll be at, I'll go on some friend's RV and it's just like a bomb went off. And to me, that just sets like a whole tone for a trip. And it gets to a point later that we'll get to about, sharing space with a few people in a small environment.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. Okay, number 5.
Go.
Things we've learned in the last year. Be flexible.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's just the RV lifestyle.
I think that's the nice thing about the RV
So
lifestyle.
as planful as we just said we had to be, we also
you have to be
flexible.
But the nice thing about it is you have to be flexible with these kind of things. Life happens. Things are going to happen and get in your way, and you have to roll with the punches and figure it out. And there's a certain level of flexibility in RVing.
Well, it's like I was saying before, like when you have to think on your feet and all of these lessons, I think maybe that's more of the umbrella issue and the conversation to be had is there's so many things that are transferable in RVing just to life.
Yeah.
And I think we've actually taught the kids a lot of things about life through RVing, just to slow things down and take it simpler, but also things happen, be flexible. There's trips we've had to go on that a hurricane was coming and we couldn't go to the spot we were intending to go on.
That was awesome.
What do we do? All right, we took a moment, we made a few phone calls, we made it happen.
Yeah.
Another time we went on a trip that ended up being, it was a beach vacation, it ended up being 40 degrees. We found a place that was 70 degrees. We got to go somewhere else.
We left.
So that whole lifestyle allows for that. And, like Neil and I were saying, we are pretty planful people, but we also can be flexible. And I actually think we were probably more type A personality before, and probably RVing has made us relax a little bit more.
Oh, I would
and
totally agree with that.
Go with the flow.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Before we, I know for myself, I'm just going to speak for myself on this one because I know my personality is kind of type A and interesting like that, and I know I can be kind of annoying. But when I like to have things laid out and know what's going on, and if the situation comes up that I can't, I don't sometimes think on my feet. I go kind of oh no, we're in a little bit of a freak out. But since we've been RVing, I think I can actually just take a breath and slow down and mostly.
I'm rolling my eyes.
Yeah, but I think it's been a good experience for me. As far as that goes.
I think it's been good but we are both similar that way.
Yeah.
I think I can go with the flow a little bit easier.
Yeah, you don't go to panic mode as quick as I do.
I go to, okay, now what? Let's fix that.
Yeah.
Neil goes to, oh my God, let me just freeze for a moment.
And then we'll fix it.
5 or 10 minutes later, then he catches up. But it's hard for you to adjust and go change a little bit more. But I think it's helped you to be more flexible.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And, especially in the last couple of years, And also it's been, just the whole nature of how we've gone from a motorhome to the fifth wheel, being flexible. Well, our life has changed.
Oh,
so
totally, yeah.
we went into something that was allowing for more flexibility for our family in the space and things like that, which is, there's a lot of reasons we talked about in the last shows about why we got into fifth wheel for our family as it moves forward and what it's going to look like. So your space in it allows for a different kind of travel and flexibility too. So there's there's so people just think, oh, you go on a trip and it's fun. There's so many lessons to be learned from RVing. It's so much bigger than that. That's probably the biggest thing we've ever learned is didn't you just think, oh, we'll go on a trip and da-da-da. And we've just learned so much about ourselves and I think it's made us better people.
I think so too. I think we've grown through it too.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Oh, well, yeah, we've learned.
All right, what you got next? Number 6.
Oh, don't always believe in the signs or your GPS. So
yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, we were talking about this. I think this has happened to a lot of people, I'm sure. First off, when you're on a trip, you're always looking, at the road signs and trying to plan your way and maneuver.
Because you're driving like a 40-foot thing that's almost 13 feet tall.
Yeah. And
so, negotiating a gas station or where am I going to park this thing to go to the store or da-da-da-da, it really puts you outside of your comfort zone.
It's totally. So, we rely on road signs and GPS. And, we had an experience this summer. We used our GPS from our phones. And that wasn't really a good idea because we were on the GPS was taking us along a parkway. And as soon as we hit around the corner, there were no signs saying, the height limit. But once we hit around the corner, it said we could just see the last spot that there could possibly be a sign, no vehicles over 8 feet. So
we were already entering the parkway.
We were on the parkway, and we were 12'6" at the time in our motorhome.
That was in our motorhome, yeah.
So we were listening to the GPS, and it told us to go this way, and thank God we thought on our feet and got off of there real quick. But I think moving forward, we're going to go with the RV GPS.
Yeah, I think that's probably another one of the biggest things we've learned this year is just you need a GPS it's so stupid that we haven't done this, but we've never needed to. Typically, when we travel, we go to a destination. Most often it's been off a main interstate, like you don't have to worry about that. And there's just a few trips. When you go out more, east in Maine and Vermont, and you're hitting that area, they're pretty old areas. And so you're dealing with parkways and even in New York City, it's old. There's stuff they've updated, but overpasses. Some of them aren't as tall as you would
they're
expect.
like 11 feet at the most.
But we've gotten away with this since 2008. But things need to happen just one time, and that will teach you to I don't want that to happen again. That was very scary. I don't want to be the tuna can, that stops all traffic and breaks a bridge or whatever. It was so awful.
It was awful and scary.
Very scary. And we had to think on our feet there again, and we got off and everything was fine. But you really need a GPS that's for, oversized vehicles.
We've also had situations where the GPS has taken us off because of traffic.
Oh, God,
so
I hate that.
We've been on some major route, and it said, get off here because this will save you time. There's a traffic jam. And we get off and wind up through some residential neighborhood that we have no business being in. And I think probably if we would have just sat there, we would have been safer.
Yeah. I think there's some convenience to that. Like, okay, there's a traffic jam coming up. Let's try to go around it. And then again, though, that would have probably been avoided had we had the proper GPS
Correct.
now.
It wouldn't have taken
learn
us off.
from us and our stupidity and get a GPS for an oversized vehicle.
Yes.
And that will be one of our Christmas presents this year, I think. Okay, number 7, pack wisely. I guess I could say in this one we've either overpacked or underpacked. Correct. I don't know because we've always tended to overpack.
Yeah.
And gone with too much. And honestly, guys, you really only wear probably 4 outfits. But there was one trip this year, you have to just think ahead. Mm-hmm. And we did look at the weather. And I'm going to say I was prepared.
I was not.
When we went down on a trip and it was supposed to be warmer and it wasn't. And I said, it was because we went away so early. It was in March and we went down to Florida. Well, the nights get chilly and the mornings are chilly. And it was a pretty cold trip for the most part. And I think I packed for myself. I don't pack for Neil. Neil can pack his own clothes. But I packed for myself and some of the kids. And I said, bring some jeans, bring some jackets, things like that. And I did tell you.
Yeah, she did.
She said,
make sure you have a sweatshirt or a jacket. And
what happened?
I left it at home. So I wound up not having, all I had was summer clothes. I had shorts and T-shirts, and we got to Disney. And we were down there, and it was, I think, 50 or 55.
And even went down to 40s.
And it went down to 40s, and I had shorts and T-shirts. The kids had sweatshirts. Everybody was fine.
Jackets. We were good.
But me. So we went to one of the parks, and I wound up spending more money than I would have liked to on a sweatshirt or a fleece. And
so I guess the point
is... I got a souvenir out of it, but
yeah, but you'll probably never wear it again.
No.
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 I'd probably not.
No.
So I think the point of this is just basically, for cost effectiveness, is to, look ahead and check the weather out.
Check the weather.
and, listen to your wife when she says bring a jacket or two.
But either way, you should always probably, now this is what I'm trying to do.
Have a couple things in there.
Always going to have a jacket.
One way or the other.
Always going to have a pair of pants. And then...
Or the vice versa. You can go on a trip that you think you're going to be in somewhere cold. And like our weather's been crazy in the last year or two, for the most part across North America. So it's probably good to bring a bit of each, but don't overdo it. For us, we always do laundry where we go. We don't have laundry in our RV, but there's at every RV resort we go to, there's laundry. So, but honestly, I've really learned. I used to overpack too much stuff, and for us, again, that's just adding to the stress of like loading up and I don't wear half the stuff I bring. I always think, I want options, but I've done better.
You pack great.
I think I've been packing better.
I just pack. Somebody asked me like, how do you bring your things? What do you plan on bringing when you pack for yourself? And I'm like, I bring everything. Typically, I didn't bring a jacket that trip, but I brought all of my shorts. You also pack
the day before.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're the
I'm
guy
not
the night before we go throwing stuff in there, and I've already kind of like, our ways are just different. Like I over like a 3-4 days start putting my pile together.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something you could try.
I'm gonna try that.
And we're always gonna forget something, but it'll maybe be less likely if we both do that.
I think that actually last time we went away, I did that. I was trying to think about what we did.
I don't remember that.
I remember it clearly. So the next one is...
All right. That you can stay in shape when you RV.
Yes, you can.
There is this, I think, feeling out there, or people think, I don't know, like people assume we go and just drink beer and sit.
Yeah.
And it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, for some people, there's a time and a place to drink beer and sit. That's great. But most of the time, I think most of us who RV will say it's about seeing the area and getting out there and doing stuff.
We're very active RVers.
Yes, we are. And I think there's a lot of people that are active RVers as well. Moving around, sightseeing, walking, touring, doing stuff. So when we go on our trips, we always take time to make sure that we can go for runs. We always try to eat pretty healthy. And we eat out, a fair bit. We cook at home, but we also eat out and try to make wise, healthy choices. I'm not always great at that, but I work really hard at trying.
Yeah, I just think you can look at it as a way to, like wherever you go, any of the RV resorts or any of the RV, campgrounds, there's typically trails. When we go to New York or DC, we were putting in, how many miles a day? 17?
We walked in, we did 17 miles.
It's our goal to at least get 10,000 steps a day. We take that really seriously.
Except one day we got 28,000 steps. But we were super serious that day.
We love to just get out and go, and we're teaching our kids the same things. Even now, we want them to follow in our footsteps and maybe do even better and have a healthy lifestyle. And I think RVing equals healthy lifestyle. Like that's the way I look at it. It's not all about s'mores and hot dogs. To me, it's a way to, clean living. You're out in nature, and we do a lot of sightseeing, and there's just a lot of ways to get out there and move your body and be healthy and make good, healthy choices. So that's something we try to teach our kids, and that we hope to inspire you guys to do too. I've done a couple little cooking things, and when you're barbecuing or you just do some skewers, there's so many easy ways to make good choices, when you're in the RV. I just think it promotes a healthy lifestyle. And I really believe that the healthier you are, hopefully, the longer you can RV. That's my motto.
That's our goal. And that's
my
goal.
motto. Yes.
That is a goal.
Yes. All right. Number 9.
Number 9, it's expensive and you need to budget.
Yeah.
Absolutely. RVing is expensive, especially we do a lot of glamping. So we tend to go to RV resorts. Especially now that we have the 41-foot fifth wheel. There's a lot of places we don't fit in. So we have to go to places. It does cost us a little more. It's still cheaper for our family than going to a hotel and a restaurant and airplanes and all that. So it's still cheaper to us. But it's not cheap, No, there's an expense.
Cheaper. But, so we budget. We really think ahead. You can listen to some of the past podcasts or blogs, and we've always addressed things as far as looking for specials when you sign up for emails with different RV resorts.
Yeah.
There's different coupons online. There's
Good
so
Sam,
many things. Good Sam discounts, AAA discount,
AAA.
military discounts. There's so many. I really encourage you guys to go back to some of our blogs and podcasts to hear some of that, because there's so much good information there about how to glamp on a budget.
Oh, and also right now I'm just thinking about this. for us Americans, going to Canada to camp is a lot cheaper too with the exchange rate. So that's something to think about too.
It's something we talked about in our podcast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you can do more for less. And, we go off basically one income, so we have to stretch our dollar, and we found a lot of ways to do that. So, check those past podcasts out and blogs, because I think we put out some good information on
absolutely.
that. And our goal is always to do more for less. So you really can stretch a dollar and do that. And, we've talked in the past about warranties and, what you could do I'd rather pay a couple bucks a month than like some big expense if something breaks. Those kind of issues. We've dealt with those in past discussions. So please check those out. Okay, number 10. There are endless things to see and do in North America. Endless.
And I would totally agree with that.
There's beauty everywhere. There's things to do everywhere.
From sea to shining sea.
How could you ever be done RVing? I mean, there's just so much to do.
There's so much.
We haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg at all.
I had a conversation last week with a guy who we were just talking. He's like, I've gone to Europe and I've gone to South America and I've gone to Asia. And he goes, I've gone to a lot of different places and I'm glad I went to those places and I traveled outside the States. He goes, but do you know there are so many things to do in North America?
It's ridiculous.
There is so much that he goes, and now that's where his focus is, to now travel around North America. He'll go on a motorcycle or in their car or something like that, but they'll travel that way.
I think between Canada and the U.S., I can't, if we've pretty much traveled, and we haven't even hit all the spots, but you were to draw a little circle around and you went all the way up to Prince Edward Island, over to Quebec, and over into Ontario, and draw a line down through, like, let's say if you meander it over to like Ohio and draw a line straight down to the Panhandle. If you take that and go all right, that's where we've been.
That's where we've been.
And there's so much we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
But with the time allotted that we've been able to get away for, it's sort of as far as we can go. And we still haven't even done all that. Like, there's so much more to do.
There's more.
Just in that little area, or big area.
I mean, we haven't gone to Vermont. We haven't gone to Rhode Island. There's
Delaware. There's just some. We've been doing this since 2008.
North Carolina. We've been through North Carolina.
No, we stayed at the Outer Banks.
Oh, we did stay at the Outer Banks. That's right.
We've done Pennsylvania. We've done a lot.
That's right.
But there's more time. You could go back to Savannah. There's just so many more things to do and see. I mean, it's just endless, and there's so much to see. And as we get older and the kids are out of school, we could start heading west more and getting up more into Canada. And ultimately, we've talked about Alaska. So I can't see us stopping for a long time.
No, this is going to be something that we do for quite a while.
It's a long venture. I've seen other people go off and start doing, getting into boating and all of that. I'm like, I can't even imagine that, because we're just trying to get North America done.
Yeah.
But there's just so much to see and do. Like, it's exciting.
It's amazing. I mean, there's so much to see. There are so many activities around here. You just have to, not even around here in the States, in North America, to be able to just go. It's an adventure to see as much as you can.
We want to do some stuff in Europe and
we'll do
take
that.
a plane now and then too, but there's a lot to do here we're excited about. So, all right, number 11, Neil.
Number 11, I like this one. Enjoy your spouse and kids in a small space. it
really tests you.
It does.
We go back to the character building and the testing. I mean, we have a nice size fifth wheel. We're in a good size.
Yeah, it's not
Class
really a
A.
small space anymore.
It's small. I mean, 600 square feet for 6 people is tight.
Yeah, that's true.
That's 100 square feet per person.
Yeah.
And it has brought our family closer together.
Absolutely.
So it can go one way or the other. So the goal has got to be to spend good quality time with your family and enjoy each other, because tomorrow we don't know what that brings, right?
No,
you just never know.
You never know.
So it's learning to live with each other, and now it's a little different for us. So when the kids were smaller, that had its own challenges. Okay, how do we get 4 kids to get along in this small space?
Yeah.
Obviously there's outdoors as well, but let's say on a rainy day, you guys are stuck in there. We had such great memories of games we brought or movies we'd sit and watch together. Like, we had the best memories of just those simple things.
Well, there was
Simple.
Are you thinking about the one time that there was a rainstorm for a day and a half, and we were in the Class C?
Yep.
And the kids were getting taller, and it was a Class C, and it wasn't really big.
No.
And we stayed inside, and it was so much fun.
It was.
And you really get to experience the kids then, and now. I mean, everybody's
older
taller
and bigger than us, and And so that
they're in
brings,
relationships.
and they don't live with us. Some of
No.
them don't live with us anymore. So when we get together in the RV, then it's like getting used to that again.
Yeah.
Like I think we were used to that before and having that activity and the busyness.
yeah.
But now, like often it's just Neil and I
Yeah.
and no one else. So it's getting used to that hum and that, which we love.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then after a few days, you know, we don't want to kill each other on these trips. So they present a lot of different challenges. And you know, when you go in with an open mind and activities and fun things to do, and just everybody has the common goal of just enjoying each other's company and the time we get to spend together, you know, it's always been a success.
Well, you never know how long you're going to have that kind of time with
No.
them, and you just appreciate every moment because, you know, our whole goal with traveling and all this was to make moments and experiences for them and with each other and for us too. And
yeah,
it's
and they
been
seem
great.
to get it. Like, and now they're adults. Some of them are adults and nearing adulthood, so they really get it. And that leads to there's not all perfect times. I mean, there's times that there's some disagreements, and you know everybody's got their own opinions and all of that now. But we learn about each other and we get closer, and that's our goal. So we make that happen.
And I think, you know, not to beat this one to death, but having everybody basically growing up, traveling in a small space,
They kind of are used to it, aren't they?
they are, but they're respectful to each other. They might not agree. Right? They might have arguments about opinions and stuff, but they respect each other. And
I think they know what they need to
like
do
that.
too. In the moments, if you know, everybody's kind of getting on each other's nerves. You know, like someone will go for a walk, or you know, Connor might grab Olivia. Hey, let's go to the store. Like they'll just get their away moment for a minute, and then they can come back and be like, all right, we're cool now, or maybe go to the pool, or like whatever. Everybody needs their space every now and then, and so when you value that and you take those moments, then you can come back together as a group and keep on trucking.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right, so 12, make new friends. All right, Neil and I, this is a point for us because we used to be kind of I know it's hard to believe that we have podcasts and the Facebook page and all this stuff, but we used to be really isolationist.
Yes.
So when we went, because we were very social people, and we work in an environment that's very social. So we deal with 50-something people a day, and phone calls and activity and kids, and so we'd go home and we didn't want to talk to anybody. And when we went on vacation, we didn't want to talk to anybody. And then, I don't know, something changed. We started to like open up our door.
And you know what that's done though? That's actually made life more full.
It is.
Or fuller.
Fuller.
Yeah,
More full.
More full.
It just, you know, and then when you meet we've always said the nicest people are
RVers.
RVers. And so when you go to any campground and you start talking to the guy next to you, first of all, the one thing you're going to have in common is you love to RV. And like right there, you're good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your politics are, this, that. You don't have to talk about that. Any of us could talk about RVing for hours. So if you stick to that topic, you're golden. But we've met some really great people, you know, through Facebook, you know, through the podcast. Camping through
I've
got
dealership.
Facebook friends the dealership. I've got Facebook friends now that are people I met on the road.
Yeah.
That became they're my friends, and it's so great. It's so great. So I really value that now, and it's so much more enriching when you open your door to other people.
It actually makes the trip that much nicer.
It does. Yeah.
And you know, one thing I've noticed too, and I think everybody can agree with this, you know, it's great to talk to the people around you and meet new friends and everything, but most people have boundaries too. They're on vacation too. They want to just, you know, meet people, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm going to falter here and sound like a loser.
I mean, we want to go and just like be with their family and have special time with their family. So you don't necessarily want the neighbor next to you, you know, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, but I don't know. Everybody seems. I haven't had that happen. We haven't had that.
No, we
happen.
haven't. And that's what I'm thinking.
They've been
like,
respectful of the boundaries.
Yeah, everybody's out there traveling, doing the same thing,
Nice
and
to
having
chat
the same
and have
feelings.
a drink at night around the fire, and then. Hey, you know, and the next day you say hi, and, you know. But we've learned stuff from other people. We've learned about the RVs from other people. We've learned about where to go from other people. So open up your door like we did, and you're going to start to learn more. And I think, like you said, make it more enriching.
We've had help, and we've given help, and it's been really fulfilling. So,
yeah. How about 13?
13, focus on the present and be in the moment.
Take time to slow down.
And find happiness.
We're busy people like everybody is.
Yeah.
And there's something about RVing that, like we were just saying how fast 2016 went by. I think we did capture moments to slow it down by taking the RV trips that we did.
I would agree. I think there's so many times that, you know, we have a busy, hectic life that the the destination, the travel to the destination. Then once you're there, it really does slow you down.
I think even as soon as we start driving, it all just melts away.
Oh, I agree.
We've simplified our lives, so it's not as crazy as it used to be.
No,
it does creep up on us now and then we go, whoa. But something about, right, as soon as we get in the RV and we start driving now in the truck and start driving the fifth wheel away, it's just like
slows down.
Done.
Yeah.
Like the stress goes the minute we start driving away. I love it.
And I think for us now going forward, we have to really, really think how we travel too, because we're not going to be able to just go like we do. We are able usually to do 16 hours the first day. I don't know that we'll be able to do that now because we will have to stop more frequently for bathroom breaks because we're in the truck. We're going to have to stop for gas more. So there's some things we have to plan a little bit more.
I don't feel as stressed about that as you do.
I'm not stressed. I'm just thinking it's one way it's going to have to slow us down. That's all.
Maybe.
It's not stressed.
I know us. Yeah. We forge ahead, Neil.
Yeah, no, I know.
I know you like to say that, but I don't think it'll change us too much. But if it does, that's okay too.
I think sometimes, though, like in life, you have these moments that make you slow down. Like a couple weeks ago, I cut my head.
Yeah, Neil was changing the light bulb and cut his head.
Well, that was more than
7 stitches later, I said, remember when I just told you to slow down and take a moment? And Neil was doing, you know how things are. You'll do like 9, 10 things at once, and he was trying to change the light bulb.
Getting ready to open up
fluorescent
for work
thing, and it was metal.
Dumb.
And but it was a little sign from the universe to say slow down, and you've got to take those moments. But I mean, RVing is a whole different
it's a total thing.
To that,
but
just slowing it all down.
There are moments in life that just give you the little kick in the butt saying, hey, buddy, slow down.
Yeah, definitely. No, but RVing for us is us taking control and slowing it all down and making those decisions to be more present and enjoy the moment, enjoy the, because we don't know what tomorrow brings.
Right.
So
and when you're with your people, your family,
peeps.
And everybody, you appreciate them.
Yep.
Slow it down and appreciate.
Yeah. 14, prioritize your life. Like we're just saying, kind of building on that even more. We're not full-timers yet. So right now we're working really hard, and our motto is work hard so we can play hard. We like that 7 weeks off a year. That means we have to put in a little extra time the rest of the year, and that does lead to that busy life that we're talking about. But for us, the payoff is so great that we can just like get away and Neil's patients understand that that's who we are, and we kind of indoctrinate that into like, look, if you're going to come here, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And actually, they love it, and they're like, come back happy, just come back happy and be my good chiropractor. But for us right now, that's what it's all about, and we're thinking ahead down the road, and RVing more as we can, and making plans for that, and. But you can be in control of your own destiny with that stuff. I really believe that.
I think we are the only doctor's office that has Trailer Life and Motorhome Magazine in its
Probably.
shelves. Yeah,
I would,
and we keep them current too.
We keep them current. Yeah, we're up on that. Everybody comes in, and I'm sorry, but there's not too many people who don't love to talk or look at pictures about RVing, and whether they do it or not ever. It's a dream a lot of people have.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, 15.
Ooh, I love this one. I say this all the time.
He does.
And it's kind of nerdy, but I love it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. So if you have a goal, you think about it, this is something you believe can happen, and no matter what that is, you can make it happen.
So we learned that early on, getting into RVing, because, like I've said before, we were a single income family, and we worked together, and, we raised 4 kids, and there wasn't a lot of extra income to do stuff. And we made those priorities happen. The changes that we wanted to make, we've made them happen. We set goals, and we follow through on them. We talk the talk and walk the walk. And this year, that was a huge lesson for us, because we wanted to alter a little bit how we were RVing. And look at something that could be not just a travel home, but a bit of a summer home. And the fifth wheel is where...
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, besides all the travel we're going to do, we're going to be parking the RV at a place when we're not traveling, and that can be our weekend home. So it's just changing our lifestyle a little bit more. But we made this dream. It was, if you listen to podcasts back at this time last year, we were talking about getting into diesel and doing research, and I think that this was going to be the year. And I don't know.
Oh my God, we're in a diesel.
We did it. It's a 350.
We're in an F-350 diesel,
but look at us. A year later, we did it. We did it. And we had, we saved money to do the down payment, and we did all the things we said we're going to do. We did a lot of research. Yep. Shared some of that with you guys, did a lot of research on the side, And really, it's sort of that if you build it, they will come attitude.
Absolutely.
If you can see it, I'm a big, if you can
Oh, you're a
visualize
visualizer.
it and you just make it happen. And I just feel like, when you put that out there, I'm kind of a universe person. And when you put things out there to the universe, like, and it's got to be pretty specific because you got to be careful what you
Very
ask for.
specific, yeah.
But I'll kind of be open to opportunity, and I'll know where we're looking and doing some research and all of that. And we both line the ducks up, and we sure do make things happen. We got a great dealer to work with at Colton RV, and they've been fantastic. The relationship we have with them has really been tremendous, and they've helped make some of our dreams come true. So,
and also saying
if we can do it, anybody can.
Saying your plans out loud.
Yeah, I feel like
that is huge.
It plants the seed, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you start, like, it's one thing to be thinking about your plans, then you
once
start
you've said
talking about it.
Yep.
Sets the wheels in motion. I'm telling you,
and it
you
might
can
not
make it
happen right away.
No, I do believe things happen when they're supposed to happen.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you got to kind of keep testing the water and seeing when it's right. I know a lot of people love to go to dealerships and RV shows and seeing what's out there, and keep on looking and finding what's right for you. You'll know.
We'll still be going to the RV shows.
We'll still be going to the RV shows.
We'll still be there.
But when you find that thing that's right for you, you just listen to that little voice and, make things happen. Prioritize what you need to do to prioritize your life to enable these things to happen like we've done. And some are tough decisions. It's not an easy thing.
Oh, so there's a little sacrifice and hard work, but it's all...
A lot.
Okay, there's a lot of sacrifice and a lot of hard work.
But it's been so worth it. And we would love to hear from you guys. Like, if you have any questions, how we did it, or anything. We're here to give advice too. So how do they get a hold of us, Neil?
You guys can get a hold of us at on Gmail. You can email us at rvglampingadventures@gmail.com. You can check us out on the web at www.rvglampingadventures. Kathy's got some amazing blogs there. You can find us on Facebook at RV Glamping Adventures. We're also on YouTube at RV Glamping Adventures, and also on Twitter at RV Glampers, and Instagram
at RV Glampers.
At RV Glampers.
So that's it. I hope we've inspired you. We'll be back at you for another show to, guess what, talk about RVing.
And if you can believe it,
if you can achieve it. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Take care.